look at those books. Look at those books. You start out at the top up here, and you got some diversity, you got some, leaning books, and you got some level of we tried to make some effort to make this a bookcase, and then they just stop. Like, they don't even try. Okay, let me show you. Let me get back to the bookcases, and I will show you how much freaking EA drives me nuts. Let's take a look. Okay, so we have bookcases like this. That's going to function like a bookcase, and the sim is going to go and grab a book and read it, and it's great. And look, there's a naturalness to this bookcase, right? These books, they're not photorealistic. They're clearly Maxis, but there's variety there. There's diversity in size, in color, in what's on or not on the binding, the spine of the book. This blue one is even pushed back further than, this one and this one are coming out a little further. And so there's, diversity of size and of how far out they're sticking. And it makes a nice looking, realistic kind of collection bundle of books. So then you have that. So compare that to something like this. Look at that. Like, right away, you can tell these books look fake. They look like an object trying to look like books. Like in a model home, like if you're looking at houses and you go to a house that's for sale, it'll have books like this, like real books, like, people books. And then you have in model homes stuff like this, where you've got like a box, like a plastic box that has been shaped and colored to look like books, and you can see it, you can tell right away that those aren't real books. And heaven forbid you line them up like I just did on that shelf, then you're just going to have set of fake books, set of fake books, set of fake books, just going along like that. And it's ridiculous. Now look what they did with the bookcases. So let's get a good example. So like here's a bookcase that looks real enough. Like, there's books and things shoved on this bookcase, and some of them are leaning, this way or that way. There's different widths, there's different sizes. Some are pushed back, others are pulled forward. There's some stuff going on there, and they're clearly not, real books. They're not trying to be photorealistic, but they're, that's looking pretty decent. That looks decent. That's a bookshelf with objects on it that you would find on a bookshelf. Now let's take a look at, how about a bookshelf from one of the most recent packs, Realm of Magic. Now it's not the most recent, but it's one of the more recent ones, right? So from this, more recently we've had Strangerville and we've had Magic, Realm of Magic. And so I'm going to put out those two bookcases, and you will see immediately the shit I'm talking about. Like, this is such bullshit. Like, look at that. That's a great bookcase, and it comes in great color swatches for nice, a white, a black, a dark wood, a medium wood. You can work with that. And this is a really nice, formal looking, tall, just a bit of, extra that makes it a little fancier, a little more expensive looking bookcase. Look at those books. Look at those books. You start out at the top up here, and you got some diversity. You got some, leaning books, and you got some level of, we tried to make some effort to make this a bookcase, and then they just stop. They just stop. Like, they don't even try. And it's not even like, well, it's a series of books. Obviously, it's a set of encyclopedias, or it's a set of reference books or legal books that all have the same binding and the same, publisher, and they're all in a series together. Okay, that's fine. But look at this shelf. See this shelf right here? This shelf is what a book series or books with similar or the same bindings look like in real life, right? There's a little bit of diversity. They're not all the same thickness. Some are pushed back, some are pulled forward. That is an acceptable look for a book series that you want to say, these are all books in the same series, or these are all books from the same publisher. If you go back to this shelf and this shelf and this shelf and this shelf and this one, you have pretty much no effort at all to make that realistic. They're all the same thickness. They're all the same binding. They're all pushed in exactly the same amount. There's no diversity. There's no shape or size difference. There's not even one that's pulled forward or one that's leaning, or like, it is a set that just fits right into that shelf space. And they don't even try to make it look like anything other than a block of plastic that is made to look like books. Like, this is something you would find in a fake house, a model home, or like, I don't know, one of those set of books that you buy at, like, not an antique store, but like a store where you can buy like a set of fake books to make your bookshelf look fancy and look like you have old, expensive, good, literature, or like a series of Jane Austen, or you have a whole shelf of Sherlock Holmes, or you've got a whole encyclopedia set. I am on a tangent. Oh my God, I'm on a tangent. But so that, and then here's the Realm of Magic one. In my mind, it's even worse. Like, there's diversity of book covers. Like, they have different colors and sizes going on there, but something about that just flat facade. This is so two-dimensional to me. This is like a bookshelf that has a poster of a bookshelf over it, right? Like, the front here, that's a picture of what a bookcase looks like put on top of the opening of an actual bookcase. Like, I can't stand it. And it's a shame, because I really love the Realm of Magic aesthetic, because I'm, a dork like that. I geek out for magic and things like that. Like, I love these little kind of engraved patterns, and I love that, there's some nice formal linear lines and nice solid edges, but there's also some curves and some decorative, curving and scroll work, kind of like, I really love that. It's just the right balance of, straight, clean lines with organic curves and scroll work decoration. I mean, it's beautiful. And let's look at the wood swatches. Again, you got some pretty good ones. Black and white, black and white, and then you've got a nice gray with some really, like, the wood accents on this. Look at that. Like, that's a nice color wood. That's a really great color wood, and the gray is neutral enough that you could really put this in any room and have nice, customized decorations in that room. It's a good looking bookshelf. This color combo is a little weird. It freaks me out, I gotta admit, a little bit. The like light candy colored wood with the white ish colored accents on the wood, and then this really red, like a cherry, like a really, I mean, to me this looks like cotton candy. It looks a little immature. It looks a little young. The color of this bookcase, I would put this in a nursery or in a kid's room. I mean, so even there, that's usable. That's a color combination and a wood combination that you could put in a child's room, and it would match. It would go with, you could decorate a child's room using this aesthetic, using these colors. And here's the light wood, a very light white birch or beech or whatever, and then you have a darker wood, nice dark wood, formal library, someone's study, someone's sitting room, and then you have this default that's, I mean, that's a good basic medium to light wood for anyone's living room, library, study, bedroom. I mean, this is so usable, and I love it. And I cannot stand the way the books look on that shelf. I mean, look at that. That is so flat. That is so unreal looking. That is so plastic looking. Look at this, what they used to do, how they used to, really every shelf, every book, every item on this bookcase is an individual item. It is its own item put on the shelf with other items, and organic and natural, the way that bookcases in real life look. And then you look at something like this, and it's like a bad MS Paint job. I mean, that's Microsoft Paint right there. Like, copy and paste that asset over and over. So it drives me nuts. It really, really drives me nuts, because you would think, here's the base game. Look at this base game bookshelf with, this bookcase is great. It's great. I mean, we have the problem with wood that we always have, but look at this. Those are some natural looking books. I mean, there's a scrap of paper. There's a bookmark, for crying out loud. Those are details that, I mean, sure, some of these are a little samey, kind of looks repeated, but there's enough diversity of object that, I mean, it you don't look at it and feel like you're in the uncanny valley. You don't look at it and go, something's wrong there. But, I mean, look at that. That's horrible. It is terrible. You look at that and you know something is off. You know something is wrong. And I can't stand it, because here's the bigger one. Here's the Realm of Magic bookcase that's bigger. So it's a 3-tile bookcase, right? And look, you got some bottles, you got this glowy crystal thing, you've got a book, you've got some leaning books, on a bookshelf. You've got books that dip and books that go up, and you've got books that are, just random chaos. So that's, I mean, it's better. It still looks a little plastic. It still looks a little flat, in a way that bookshelves like this bookshelf didn't have that flat look going across for some reason. But like this, the books, when you get onto the shelves, there's like an invisible glass wall that kind of goes over the top of this of these shelves. I don't know. But it's better. So I want a bookcase like this, but in a smaller size, because you need a big footprint and you need a small footprint. You need those options. But we don't have one. What we have for the small footprint is this one, and it's terrible. It's horrible. I mean, even compared to its own, partner, like, these are meant to work together in the same room, book big one and a small one, and aesthetically they can work together. But, as far as the wood color and the accent color, but the contents, I mean, you can see the difference. Why couldn't they, what they were doing here, why could they not do it over here as well? Like, time crunch? Was one person working on this asset and some other person was working on this one, and they weren't on the same page as far as what clutter looks like in a house, in a real life house? Like, it's really bad. It's so bad, and I want to use these bookcases so much, but I can't. I can put this anywhere that will take a 3-tile bookcase, but I don't have a 1-tile version that will also work in the, it doesn't work. It does not work at all. It's terrible. It's super bad. Here's the one that came with Discover University. Check this out. Look at that. These shelves are okay. Look, some of these books are turned kind of halfway. Some of these are leaning. That's great. This one, boring, flat. Just, what is going on there? There's a taller one. There's a full-sized one that is like a lawyer bookcase. Where is it? That's the small one. But there's another one that is very similar. And again, here it is. This fabulous bookcase. Look at this, the wood, the structure. Look how fabulous this bookcase is. Like, look at that. That is some cool, with the cabinets, the glass cabinets up top, and the kind of interesting, like, it's not scroll work. It's like this, I don't even know. I know architecturally, or, I mean, it's kind of Art Nouveau, not Art Nouveau, Deco. It's kind of Art Deco, sort of, but like, whatever it's called, whatever style this kind of looks like or is drawing on. Again, like, these shelves, not bad. You got something going on there that makes them look natural. Even though you have what's clearly a bunch of books in a series or a bunch of books by the same publisher, it still works. I mean, it works. You're looking at a real bookshelf. What the hell happened on this one? Why did this row get ignored? And this one, why did this get ignored? I mean, and they brought it back here to finish off this row. You got, like, someone remembered as they were walking out the door. Oh yeah, let's just nudge some of those books to make it look, real. But these, like, the majority of these lower shelves, the space on this look, this profile, a large chunk of it is just not real looking. And then they did it up top too, behind the glass. Look at that. They copy pasted that crap. Like, it's, I feel very passionate about bookshelves. I do, because I want to use them. These would be great to go back to back in a library. Like, that would make a really great looking library. In fact, what did I use? I used them. That's what I used for my library, to do back to back. They're slim enough that you can do back to back You have to place them manually, and you have to have some, personally, I put some overlap to deal with how the ends are not a flat end. So you have to do some overlap in the middle to, you know, make it look consistent. But yeah, there you go. You know, what a library. But after 6 shelves, you know, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. And obviously I want the wood color to match. So I can't diversify the color of the books on the shelves because they go with the wood, and I want the wood to match. So I literally have just 6 times. This stupid sameness 6 times to make this library. And like, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Look at this run of unrealism. Look at that uncanny valley of just, that's not real. that is not real. That's just not real. Even if I got all of my books special ordered from the same publishing house, from the same distributor every time, like I just put someone on retainer and was like, build me a library. I want all the books. Yeah, even if, so that I ended up with a library full of the same bindings and the same colors and swatches, you know, from the same publishing house that did it the same way for all their books. It still wouldn't look like this. This still isn't what it would look like. It just, it bothers me so much, guys. It bothers me so much. Have I been ranting for like a full hour about this? That's how much it bothers me. And they didn't used to do it that way. These were all newer packs, more recent expansions and game packs and stuff packs that have these bookcases with fake books on them. And they didn't, I mean, it's very obvious right here. They didn't used to do it that way. And it just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Look, they didn't used to do it that way. Look at those books, you know? These are base game bookshelves. Look at the books on this bookshelf. Look how fabulous they are, you know? And they're all kind of the same colors or bindings, or, you know, I mean, they don't have to create individual spines for every single book in the game, but there's enough variation going on in size and shape and texture and how they're falling or laying on shelves. They didn't used to do it this way. They used to be amazing. They used to do good bookshelves that you could put in your house and feel like it's lived in, you know, it's real. That's what a real person would have in their actual house. Oh, I love this one. This one is the Deep Thoughts bookcase from the Writer Career base game, but you have to use the unlock to unlock it so that you can use it in a build or be free building. But look at that. I mean, you have 2 scrolls on it. Like, freaking scrolls? Like, what is that? That's hysterical, right? That's crazy. Posters or towels, rolled up towels or something. Like, that is craziness. This is the kind of bookshelf I have, where I've taken out and read this stack of books so many times that I don't even bother shelving them properly anymore. Like, it's just chaos. That's a good bookshelf. This new stuff drives me nuts. I think I've made that pretty clear, that the new stuff drives me nuts. Bookshelves. Bookshelves. Bookshelves.